I am the same woman that had a lot of childhood issues and traumas and stuff of that sort. I would take it into my relationship. I would dump it on the man that I'm with. I would dump it on my husband. He was like, look, we're grown. We have to work through these things. You just cannot continue to place that burden on me to fix you. Like, no, we're grown. You got to deal with your problems just like I got to deal with my problems. Yes, of course, you can come to me and I can try to help you and guide you through different things, but to just lay it heavy on me and just expect me to tolerate just because you've been through things, but yet you're not going to do anything to resolve those issues or fix that? Hell no. And unfortunately, Vino, a lot of guys out there, they're ready and willing to tolerate that. And that's why a lot of females today feel like they can get away with that, especially if she's an attractive woman or whatever the case is. She feels really entitled to men just taking on whatever burdens or issues or traumas that she's dealing with and tolerating whatever treatment, because again, she can always fall back on the fact, well, I've been through this and I've been through that. And if she looks halfway decent, right, a lot of guys are ready and willing to overlook some things. That's a part of that whole dark femininity shit. Dark femininity, you know, let's try to use our femininity to manipulate, to control, to get over. I'll use my beauty. I'll use my charisma. I'll use sex in order to pull the wool over a man's eyes in order to reap benefits. A lot of guys let females get away with that and they'll just tolerate it. And she's baking on you not to move on and to just tolerate that. I'm telling y'all ladies, trying to use that quote unquote dark femininity, aka manipulation tactics on men by way of your femininity, it's a lot of men out there that are not playing around with y'all. They are spotting y'all from a mile away. They see the game before you run it. They see the play before you play it. And they're like, oh, hell no. And they're walking away before you even get the chance. Before you even get the opportunity, he's spotting that. Y'all have got to stop sleeping on men and their ability to see through a lot of the female mind games and manipulation tactics that we try to run on them. We are not dealing with the same breed of men today, you guys. We're not. Hell no. Y'all think they don't know what you're doing? It's a lot of guys out there that are well equipped. They are not playing around. They're not wasting their time. They're not wasting their energy. They're not wasting their resources and money on a female that is not ready and willing to once again be the type of woman that he's wanting and needing and desiring for her to be. It's a wrap. Now, there are still, some guys out there that ain't they ain't peeping game. They just blinded by the beauty and the booty. And yeah, you can probably run game on them. Absolutely. But the guys that y'all really want, hell no. They're trying to protect their asset. I don't believe that a lot of us today as women are peeping the game that men today are viewing themselves as the biggest asset. Men today are viewing themselves as the biggest asset. With a lot of you guys doing that, fellas, you are ultimately pushing out the females that are not on the real code. See, when women like me are speaking how I'm speaking and I'm saying and have the same thought process that I have and say the things that I say, they will say that we're off code, right? You're going against dark femininity. You're going against the sisterhood. You're going against, whatever. But see, with you guys viewing yourselves, fellas, as the biggest asset, you are weeding out the females that men good, that are only out there to manipulate, control, strip resources, finances, use you, and discard of you later. And that's what the real issue is.
Peace, ladies and gents. Now, I decided to dig a little deeper and offer something that may be a little triggering, but hey, there is no growth if you can't feel something. Many of us expect and think that if we feel that it's all good to act like babies. And truth be told, that is not the way. Now, of course, I could easily do a topic on what men don't do, but I truly don't have to, because we are living in a time where men are defending themselves, expressing themselves on how their lives were affected by dusties. Now, nobody is perfect. They ain't. So therefore, everyone has it in them to have those tendencies. And there are some so dusty they can't recover from it, bro. Now, for years, men couldn't really say anything because it made us look less than to females. But now, they talking now. Express ourselves, because in the end, it's not healthy. You see, when you try to get your point across with disrespect, it does no good for either party. I'm so sick of us disrespecting each other for likes and views. It's sickening. The question is, how are we going to offer the healing? Well, when a woman comes out that actually sees where men are coming from, the Dusties always find a way to ignore what she's saying and call her a pick-me. Well, if this is pick-me energy, us men will take it. Because the world needs it. Somebody got to get out here and bridge the gap. And the problem is these chicks don't want to share content like this because it speaks too loudly on their BS. So they'd rather drag a man because he's a man. But a woman standing up for men? Oh, pick me. Pick me. Move on. Fellas, this is what I want you to do. If you are dealing with a real issue amongst the women in your life, hell, you really ain't even got to. Send them this video, sit back, and see how they react. If they get offended, then it hit a nerve that needed to be struck. The problem is that people think they can get away with being babies, been coddled their whole lives to have their cake and eat it too. This is not the time. We as people and a community have lots of healing to do. It's at a point now that if one don't want to grow, understand that you are the commodity. People can't learn from you feeding their bad habits, and that includes you staying. If they say, oh, well, that was back then, y'all wanted us to do this and that. Well, today is today for us men as well, and that was back then too. And quite frankly, we're saying either be more open to the issues we've been quietly facing, that's been hurting and killing us on the inside, on the back burner for years, or simply get the hell out of our face.